Welcome to Think Keto. I'm glad you're here, and if this is your first time, welcome. Today I've got a side dish that I'm preparing for dinner tonight, and I thought I'd bring you along for that. I got cheesy garlic Parmesan spaghetti squash. Doesn't that sound delicious? Oh, it is so good. And how we're going to start this off, once we've got this done, we're going to take some olive oil here. Actually, I think this is avocado oil. Take the avocado oil and we'll rub the edges just like that. Just get a little coating on here. Let's see if we can get for you guys. Just like that, get it around the edges. And then we're going to pop it into the oven. Oven's set at 400 degrees already. We're going to let it cook for about 40 to 60 minutes. It really depends on the size of your spaghetti squash. These are not that big, it's more of a medium. But if you get a bigger spaghetti squash, it's going to have to probably cook the full 60 minutes. Now this is an orangetti spaghetti squash. I've never seen one of these before. A couple weeks ago I found them in the store and tried them out. They're a little bit different than regular spaghetti squash. They're not quite as yellow. They're a little bit more orange, as you can see. And they're just so good. The flavor, it's not as buttery as regular spaghetti squash, but it's just really got a lot of flavor to it. So if you find these, get them. They're great. Now that these are ready to go, I'm going to pop them in the oven. And I'll see you back here when they're ready. Alright guys, so the spaghetti squash just came out of the oven. I do still have to let that cool down a little bit because it's a little bit hot to handle right now. But meanwhile, while that's cooling off, we're going to go ahead and go down to the pan and we're going to make the topping for it. Alright guys, so what we got here is, here we go, avocado oil, 2.5 tablespoons of minced garlic, half a cup of Parmesan, tablespoon of cream cheese, and then we have half a cup of heavy whipping cream. Mine's a little over half. That was the end of the carton, so I just used it all back up. So what we're going to do is we're going to heat up the oil. No, too high, that'll burn it. Alright. So only take a hot second to heat up. This calls for 5 ounces of spinach. This is a 16-ounce container, so less than half, maybe a third. Somewhere in there. I'm ballparking it. It's not crucial to me. No spot was on that one. So you know what this reminds me of is I got a recipe for smothered chicken. Actually, the topping for that chicken is a lot like this one. I'll link that card up top so you can see it. Oh, it is so delicious. Alright, let's go ahead and get the spatula. Alright, all we're doing is we're cooking this down. It's going to take a few minutes. So I'll be right back. Alright guys, so all that spinach finally finished wilting down for me, okay? Alright, we're going to add the garlic in now. Cook that until fragrant. Which, love garlic. I'd use garlic in every recipe if I could. Maybe not the desserts. That might not be so good. There you go. That's smelling good. Doesn't take long, just like 30 seconds. Alright, now we need to add in the heavy whipping cream. That was a half a cup. We've got the Parmesan. Cheese. Alright, look at all of this melted and mixed and yum. Alright, we're waiting on that. Our salt and pepper to taste. There we go. Now we got some bubbles going. And with this, we're just cooking it until the cheese is melted in, it's incorporated in. I still got some chunks of cheese in here, so we're still going. Beautiful. Love it. Pot holder. There we go. Just take that from the heat. I don't want it to burn. Alright guys, the spaghetti squash is now cooled off enough to handle. There you go. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to use a fork and we're going to fluff spaghetti squash. This is like the funnest thing. It's almost like playing with your food here. So you got all these strands in there. You're going to leave it in the shell though because it's going to kind of like be a boat. So good. There it is. See how it just comes off in the strands? You pull on it. Beautiful. It smells so good. Ah, making a mess. Get back here. Alright, there's one. I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Just rake it with the fork. Now I did cook this one because I had something else cooking in the oven with it at the same time. So instead of doing 40 minutes at 400 degrees, I actually dropped this down to 350 and cooked it for an hour, and it came out perfect. So if you're on a time crunch, crank it up to 400. If you got more time, if you're cooking multiple things, you know, you can cook it at a lower temperature for longer. There we go. All right. So those are both my boats. Now I need a spittoon. All right, now we're just going to scoop this mixture into the boat. All right. So there we go. Now this is to mix it in, but I don't know, it's just a pretty sitting on top. I don't want to mix it in. All right, there it is. Mix this up just a little bit. All right, how beautiful is that? And voila. And these are done, spaghetti squash boats. Technically, I think one boat is more of 2 servings than 1 serving. So just be aware of your carb count if you're going to eat all this. Me and my daughter generally will split half of it. My husband might eat a whole one himself. Alright guys, so that is it for the cheesy garlic Parmesan spaghetti squash. It came out so wonderfully. Now those pictures you saw, I did end up pairing it with my smothered chicken recipe. Those 2 recipes go really good together. They both have a lot of the same flavors and just complement each other really well. You can go ahead and you can click on this recipe up there if you want to see that video. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. And as always, don't forget before you go ahead and like this video if you learned anything from it. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any more recipes, and I'll see you next time. Bye.